So the fact that Glenelg had that draw earlier in the year, they've got the extra 2 points. So Sturt, if they keep falling away, the percentage could be important for Glenelg. And depending upon the Eagles' results and North Adelaide results, Glenelg could be a chance for that double chance.
Just on that, North Adelaide going into this match 0.2% worse off than the Bays. So the Bays, you'll think, will get some advantage out of this, but of course North having a big result themselves at the moment, playing against West Adelaide. So the ball in the middle. Bentley caught, Fisher came in, obviously recovered from that foot problem. Now comes McDonald, he goes long, here's one-on-one, Chambers and Rudolph, Chambers, goal Chambers, 99! Oh, and didn't he show his strength in that situation? There was nothing Rudolph could do. There was no run Rudolph in that one.
And Brant Chambers has been out in the sun because I reckon he's got a bit of Rudolph on the old nose. But won't he love it if he can get that one more? It was great by Chambers to hold position, to hold his feet, and then off the ground, quick thinking, and the big grin comes out. It's amazing how few opportunities Chambers has had today. Apart from that first quarter, we had 2 goals from, you know, quite a few inside 50s for Sturt. But since then, the opportunities have been limited, and he's still ending up with 4 goals. He has just been the most dominant forward in the SANFL competition this year by a country mile.
And the crowd is building behind him too in anticipation that he may get the 3 figures. Cranston's handball away to Mules. Kick around the corner. McClay off the ground was clever. And back to Mules, who marks in front of Sheedy. The skipper of this world drilled unit this afternoon is on the wing. Smith gave him something short and decided to go longer into the pocket. At the back, come on! Taken by Kirkby. He has been terrific so far today. And he will go back and look at a shot from 20 metres out for his 4th.
It's inexcusable by someone like Fabian DeLuca there to get the ball or have the ball kicked across the top of his head. He really had to push back harder.
Kirkby has got it. It's back out to 49 points. Kirkby's got 4, a couple in this term. 8 goals for the term, for the base.
We see the kick coming in, Michael. It's not coming in fast. It's not running football. Plenty of time for the Sturt defenders to get back. And for the 3 Sturt boys all to jump against each other and let the ball over the back, that is just inexcusable. And I'm probably harsher on big Fabian DeLuca because of his experience and the fact of his size. He cannot let the football get kicked over the top of him going forward. Should not have an uncontested mark, especially when it's going that slowly in their forward line.
Won't be much time left in this quarter. Maybe just time enough for Chambers. He signals, he wants it in the open side. Rudolph, he gave a push, Chambers, according to the umpire. And Rudolph will take the free kick. And 25 as well, because Ryan Darling took too long to throw the ball back. And maybe Chambers said a few words, and now it's 50. So again, some valuable real estate being eaten up by the umpire as he gives Rudolph the extra distance. And those kids waiting behind the goals at the southern end of the ground may have to migrate to the northern end of the ground for the last quarter. Hinge with the lead and drops it for short for McConnell. And McConnell's content to take his time, and that's good experience from the man from North Ballarat.
It's a football factory, North Ballarat. It's amazing how many magnificent players come from that area.
And McConnell, good distance. Accuracy slightly astray and through for the minus score. And at 3/4 time, that just ticks over the margin to 50 points. And there's a few headaches for that man, Rick McGowan, as he just plays with the magnetic board and realises, well, there's nothing much I can do. The frustration very much evident for the Sturt coaching bench as we look at that scoreline. 17-6, 108 from Glenelg, and Sturt 9-4, 58.
Well, the premiership quarter there for Glenelg. They have put their mark on this game. They've stormed away from Sturt. Remember, Sturt second on the ladder. We have a look there. Kirby and McConnell kicking goals. Douglas sneaking in as well with that beautiful finish from outside 50. Ruwalt as well with his second in that quarter. On the other hand, the man of the moment, Brant Chambers, can he get his 100th? Because that could be the only thing Sturt have got to look forward to for the rest of the day.
Yeah, 50 points the margin in statistics. Free kicks 25-13, inside 50s 40-27, and 16 centre breaks to 13. And we won't go through kicks and handballs.
Just the dominance that Glenelg is showing. That's exactly right. And the inside 50s, the stats that matter.
Absolutely. Well, the stats that matter last week at Central District were won by the Bulldogs yet again over the Double Blues. It was the clash of the top two teams in the competition, and the Double Blues had beaten Centrals earlier in the season. In fact, it was a shock victory, I think you'd say, earlier in the season.
Certainly, I mean, but Sturt therefore took that confidence into the game. We're expecting certainly to battle it out, and it wasn't as if they got blown away by any stretch. And it was a great night. It was a great contest. See a fantastic grab going up there, and look, Central Districts just keep astounding us and amazing us because they lose players every year, yet the pickups they have and the young men that step up each week for them are just, you know, it's just fantastic. An interesting handball coming out there and another great finish. But what they do so well is their forward pressure. Central Districts is better than anyone. You'll see a lot of crumbing goals like that one where Central Districts from their forward pressure are continuously turning the ball over, and Sturt with a few more inexperienced bodies probably coughed up a few of the football, or a few of the football in Central Districts forward 50. Again though, it didn't get blown away and they kept coming, and it's really exciting times for Rick McGowan. Some of these younger members of the squad mixed in with that age and experience with guys like Weatherald and obviously Nelson, who isn't playing at the moment, and Whitey, and then you know, there's a number of them. Feast as well who come back. So they've got things to look forward to, Sturt, in the finals. Today, not the best best show of that. And last week, maybe a little bit disappointing, a little bit unlucky to go down to Central Districts.
Third quarter really costly as it turned out. 5 goals to 1 from the Bulldogs machine. And although they came back in the last quarter, in fact, kicking 5 goals to 2 in the last quarter, the Double Blues, really, they were shot to pieces at three-quarter time.
Yeah, and unfortunately today we're seeing the same sort of thing. So the fact that Chambers, and he was Sturt's best by a country mile, Chambers finished with a bag of goals again, as he's done so often this year. You know, it's just, it all goes well for Brant Chambers, it all goes well for Sturt when things are working for them. And I guess you'd expect that from a less experienced squad, inexperienced team.
7 goals, 1 for Brant Chambers in this match. But it's interesting, as we watch through these highlights, the number of times the Dogs able to get the ball into the corridor, secure a mark or a free kick 25 metres out from goal. They get opportunity after opportunity, and 16-15, 111 to 13-5, 83. Pretty comfortable, I should say, victory. Not really comprehensive, but certainly a very comfortable victory, and stands Centrals in good stead as they go into the finals. Double Blues, on the other hand, well, they've got their work cut out in this last quarter. That's an understatement. Going down to have a listen to the Glenelg huddle.
We don't want to slow momentum. Yep. So just grab them all together. You know, if that happens, just grab all the players, pull them into the middle. If it's just all the people running on the ground, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yep.
Just pull them all together and just talk to them about keep the momentum going, persevere.
Yep.
You know, keep doing the things that got us to this point, all that sort of stuff. All right. So
are we going to mention that now? Or
I'm not going to say that. You're the only one I'm talking to.
Yeah.
So that if it happened, just for you to, I don't want to distract all the players. So just if it happens,
it's going to be hard for me to grab all the guys now.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll talk to someone from
maybe
the forward line.
grab the lead from the forward line.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I'll go to the back.
All right. I'll grab Fish as well.
Yeah.
Well, you can hear there Mark Micken talking to Ben Mules, the captain of the Glenelg Football Club, about what happens if Brant Chambers kicks goal number 100 in that last quarter. You expect that the kids will run onto the ground. If that's the case, as you heard, he wants him to get in his Glenelg players, just stay in a bunch and concentrate on finishing off this contest. And so does, they've done it pretty well this afternoon.
They've really smashed the Blues in the middle. That's been the most concern for Rick McGowan during this three-quarter time break. He just wants his players to start to be proactive and take control in the centre. Andrew Whiteman, the tough nut of the side, the vice-captain, he had the boys together before McGowan came out and implored them to take control in this term. McGowan has then in turn put Whiteman into the centre. He's going to play there. They're just trying to get some senior players, Sheedy, Whiteman, to take some control and start some momentum for the Double Blues to try and have some chance of coming back in this final term.
Rick McGowan just finishing with his squad as we look around the grounds, and Central District again giving Norwood, bad luck Benny, a fearful hammering. 62 points, the margin there at the Norwood Oval. At the Woodville Oval, Eagles very comfortably by 65 points at three-quarter time, and a progress score down at Prospect Oval with North Adelaide decidedly increasing their percentage with, what's that, a 96 point advantage at the moment. 94 point,
94 point we'll go with.
You're the school teacher. Yep, go with that.
94 points exactly, and they're important victories in terms of percentage.
We look forward to next week. Eagles and Glenelg, that can turn out to be the winner gets the double chance. Sturt and North is another one that will depend on who gets the double chance as well. And we must say that those two matches will be covered by ABC TV. We will be live for the Eagles-Glenelg game all day. And Benny, you're going to be at Sturt North. Shapes as an interesting contest. We should mention there are two other matches, but those two at the top are the really important matches, aren't they?
They certainly are, and they will shape the final five, and you know, all important that second chance in the finals.
Just back to that North Adelaide, West Adelaide score at three-quarter time, 104 points the margin, 20-14, 134 to 4-6-30. North Adelaide leading very easily. It shapes as embarrassing for Westies, and we know, of course, they're looking for another coach for season 2008. We're still in season 2007. There's a match to finish. That man, Brant Chambers, I suppose, is the interest for the Double Blues. He's on 99 goals. Here's Michael Maney to get us underway with the final quarter.
Can he do it today? Good crowd in. He'd love to be able to go back from about 35 and just punch it through for a goal. He's kicked 4 straight today, and he's been their only forward. Herring has played a long way up the ground. 50 points the difference in favour of the Bays, who have been magnificent. DeLuca goes high. Murphy. In goes Crane. Crane has just gone out of the game with his clearance work. He was pretty good in the first half, but he's had a few mates that have drifted out of the game, that's for sure. As Mark Soderstrom said, they're just looking to get some of their experienced players on the footy. Free kick to Backwell, and advantage to Ruwald, who drills to McConnell, who can't take the mark. Douglas, he's kicked free.
Finish.
Assesses. It will come winding back. It's just missed to the right-hand side.
Well done by Richie Douglas there too. He did assess, and he looked at his options, saw there wasn't much on up forward, looked back through the centre, and then thought, I'll have a shot on goal here, and only just missed. But well done. Good to see an AFL listed player not just thinking about himself.
Here's Backwell. Nice rove. Tested the skills around the corner. Didn't quite work for him. Evans down to Herring. Herring goes hard at the ball. Backwell, who just kicked it forward, now recovers and is grabbed and is held, and umpire G gave him a while. Backwell got it away. Now they spring it to Fisher, and now running Allen through the corridor. McConnell goes back, and G missed that lead. McConnell said, okay, well, don't kick it to me, go back towards the square. Now McDonald is pulled down, wait on the umpire, still he calls play on. It's on defensive 50 at right half back for the Double Blues. And I think two very lucky people, McDonald and Backwell there, could have been holding the ball, both of them.
Certainly could have been, but I want to talk about Button. Button's gone on to McConnell because he's been so dominant in that third quarter. He did really well there just to back himself in and attack the football, and McConnell ducked backwards. So a good positive effort from the Sturt defender.
Mark Micken just looking on. He'd be pretty happy with what he's seen today. His side has been tough at the football. They didn't play the game right out last week. He'll be looking for them to continue on and really put the knife into Sturt as Backwell handball.
Clever.
Moore, Murphy, he's patched up like a boxer, and he just misses. Just a couple of minutes gone, and there he is. Goodness me, there's a lot of work being done there.
Got the old bog filler out and just puttied up the cheek. What an amazing effort there, just to whack the old Sellies, no more gaps over the top, you reckon?
A bit like the stuff I've been covering up all the, filling in the cracks in the walls at home. It's amazing.
It's like a number out of Rocky. Cut me, Mick. Ball down to centre wing. Sugars with a punch away. Ruwalt with a nice rove. Kirk, big man, asked to do a lot. Lost it once, handballed it out the second time. McDonald. Kirk did well. Reached up, just got a hand on the ball, kept it in there. That's the reason for the applause.
He may be a little bit slow on the on that first give there and got tackled. Once he realised he'd made the mistake. He went after it 2 or 3 times, and a great effort by a big man to hold it in.
Now, Kirk does a good job on Crane. Crane got a kick away. Umpire gave them plenty of leeway. Herring fighting against the tide. And have a look at this. There are 2 and 3 Tigers attacking the player with the ball. Double Blues just don't seem to have that at the moment. DeLuca trying to get round his man. Now the ball kept in tight again. This time the Double Blues have the numbers in there and tackling. Sense of payback for the Bays this afternoon. Double Blues, they had an awful season last year. They beat the Bays down here in round 9 by 1 point. And as it turned out, that cost the Tigers a finals appearance.
Well, we know they're in the finals this year, but they are desperate to take some form and take some confidence into these finals. And if they can do anything about damaging Sturt's confidence, that's what they're after.
McDonald wanted to get into the open. He got it down inside his half-forward line. Kurtz came across, knocked it away, out of bounds. The boundary line wins out in front of the Glenelg Cricket Club, mourning one of their players selected in the team of the century. Jack Butler dying in Queensland earlier this week after a battle with cancer. So the Glenelg Cricket Club. Jack Butler went up to Queensland, started to be known as Jack the Slasher. Had a bunch of grocery stores up there.
I was hoping that was the story. I was a little bit worried for a second there.
Heard of Mac the Slasher, but not Jack the Slasher. His Slasher Mules has got it at half-back for the Bays. Over 5,000 people here, I reckon, at this ground today. It's been a wonderful turn-up. This round 22 clash. Mules kicks to the wing. Kirk and DeLuca. DeLuca knocks it away. Crane is able to get on his own and then kicks, looking for Darling in the pocket. He's got to do some of his best work here, and Fisher just says, he got me around the neck, umpire. No free kick.
No, not much in that. Little touch.
Brief. Very brief. Can Chambers get his 100th goal from this scrimmage? Somehow. Can someone get the ball to him? Crowd's hushed. Murphy tries to get through. Can't. Mules on hands and knees. Ball foxed out to McDonald. Too high. The Moore tackle initially was around the neck.
Now watch the numbers go back onto Chambers here.
McDonald decides to kick into the middle, and that is danger. Bratton can't get it, and they turn it over to Smith. Smith away to Ruwalt, who gives it back to Smith. And McConnell's calling for it.
Great
He's
kick.
got the drop on Button, and he'll take it. No, he doesn't. It slips through his fingers for a behind. It was, excuse me, it was all set up for.
It was right there, wasn't it? McConnell did everything right. He jumped early, got the set, just couldn't quite get the fingertips onto it.
Double Blues looking to run. Here's Sheedy. Herring makes a move and he goes over his head. Goes for Kurtz opposed to the shorter Sugars, who hit the ball sweep out of bounds.
And a story of Rick McGowan's day there. The head, not in the lap, but in the arms, and it's been a tough day at the office. Obviously, losing those 2 injuries has made it very tough for him to make substantial moves, or moves that could really affect and influence this game.
Kirk with 2 hanging off him, released it somehow. Now they work it out the back. Backwell has it. He steadies and then kicks high. Not the greatest of kicks, not the greatest of bounces either. Now it's come back. Oh, that was interesting from Bentley.
The old fake.
He had a player in the open, and that player was Herring, who just threw his arms down with disgust. Here's Smith, strong hands, flipped it out the back. Fisher, and now on the lead, McConnell. He waits down now, and that's a good punch away from Button into the crowd.
Great spoil.
Still a sense of expectation around this crowd. Don't worry about that. And 5,000 plus they've got here this afternoon. I suspect that it's because the Bays are in the finals, but also a lot of people would have come down here to see Brant Chambers finish off for goal number 100. Can he do it?
And why wouldn't you come to SANFL footy, Neil? It's great atmosphere, great footy, a great contest. 2 finals teams playing. What more could you ask?
Kirkby shows it, straightens, goal, another one for the Bays. Kirkby has a handful. He has 5 for the afternoon. And don't they know how to celebrate down here?
Everyone's grinning down here at Glenelg. Don't worry about that. Apart from the Sturt supporters, that is.
If you've just joined us, the story of the afternoon in many ways for Sturt was a couple of really bad injuries. Gregory going down, holding his ankle. He has broken it before. There are suspicions about how serious it might be. And this smack, the McGarry medalist in Brett Backwell, knocking out Cold Adam Thompson. And he was carried off the ground as well and has taken no further part. That was before half-time.
The big news at the Bay Oval is the forwards booted 5 goals. But it's not Chambers, it's Kirkby and Ruwalt. They have been magnificent today, Glenelg, and here's the man of the moment in Kirkby. He does that so well, gets around, has more for assistance, more, looks, and goes for Duldig. Kirk's there, but a good mark. Not taken by Darling. Kirk was tremendous. Panozzo, he wants to get on the act. He's tackled the ground and pushed in the back, says the umpire. And Andrew Whiteman is just about to completely lose it altogether, and Panozzo has just a little bit of a grin and says,
that's right, he got up with the grin, didn't he?
what about the mark from Darling? Surely that was a mark.
Well, you'd like to think the umpire was obscured, wouldn't you?
Because fierce.
Because I think there's a few people in the crowd who'd want to skewer him.
Obscure.
Luke Panozzo misses. And the football gods shine upon the Sturt Football Club. Although they're 10 goals down.
Well, there is that. Bring the ball in, Whiteman, and there'll be holding decision going to McDonald. The double blues say, well, where was that decision a couple of moments ago?
You think that the old payback comes into play?
Yeah,
Does it ever come into play?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, umpires are just like us. They make mistakes, but they do have a conscience. Long and Sturt with fly from DeLuca, couldn't bring it down. His direct opposite in Kirk got it away, and Murphy went wide, and Backwell took his time, selected the correct option, and Allen, he's got his captain and Mules running on this side of the ground, and he hasn't seen him. Then again, he's got options like Backwell on the far side of the ground. So Brett Backwell takes his time. Just a stat count for us, Chris, on Backwell this afternoon.
Backwell coming up for his 24th disposal, boys, 3 mark.
And perhaps his worst disposal. Turned the ball straight over. Double blues, risk it, dangerous kick, lovely pass to Ruwalt. It wasn't meant for him, but he took advantage, and maximum advantage. Oh, young McDonald will feel awful after that. Look at the crowd, they're happy. They've come to see some action, they've seen plenty of it. It's pretty much been one way, though.
He said it wasn't Backwell's best, the turnover, and then in beautiful, just respect for the fact that Backwell turned over the first time, Sturt do exactly the same back, and a good finish by Ruwalt. He's pretty happy with that. Glenelg should be happy. Mark Micken should be happy. They're going to the finals with confidence. Obviously, one more round to go. But Sturt, on the other hand, really falling away.
66, clickety-click for Glenelg. DeLuca to Crane, who just pulled the kick back to centre half forward. Herring, oh, paid the mark. Darling wasn't paid, and I think Darling might have held on to his longer than what Herring did. In he goes, looking for Chambers, but McConnell gets it there. Shows the crowd, says, I've got the red pill. And he drills to Panozzo on the wing. All the tricks coming out at the moment. Panozzo down to Kirkby. Was he nugs in the back? Button was there. Bratton and Button fight for it themselves. And a lack of talk there sees another ball up. There's Ricky McGowan, who, has he got any hair left there, Ben? Yes, there is hair there with Rick. Hasn't gone grey yet. That'll come after a couple of years.
The frown lines are developing nicely.
Yes, yeah, that's one thing that does happen. Kirk, ping for throwing the footy. And some Sturt supporters says, thank goodness we got a free kick. What's the free kick count? 27 to Glenelg, 16 to Sturt. As Bratton boots long. O'Keefe's got a good run at this, but Marnie's too clever and takes the mark, and they're away.
To Backwell, and he can play on, and he can either go inside, which he chooses to do, and he goes to Douglas. He had the option of going for goal, Backwell, but he chose the corridor and the correct option for Richie Douglas, who kicked 7 straight when these teams last met, and was a decisive force at the Adelaide Oval.
Really positive signs, aren't they, for Glenelg at the moment? The fact that Backwell running again into an open goal probably would have kicked to 50, 45. would spot up Douglas inside 50 and make it a lot easier.
Douglas leans back, doesn't know, and that's why minus score.
Boys, Sturt getting smashed in the air today. They average 80 marks a game, only 36 today. Glenelg 78.
There's the long and the short of it there. Tim Weatherall going into the ruck, Ben, do you think?
Well, I'll tell you what, he'd probably push back and give a bigger contest than Fabian DeLuca has down back.
There's a sledge taken by McDonald. They work it through the middle. Bentley. On the end of it was Sheedy, who squeezed the kick out. It ends up with Bentley. Bentley, 60 from goal. Piercing kick. Will it round through? It does. Finally, a bit of run and carry from the Double Blues. Finished off by Greg Bentley, who gets his first goal of the afternoon, and it's back to a 61-point difference. And Bentley's had a fair bit of it, over 20 possessions.
Yeah, he's been pretty good today, Bentley, and that's where Sturt had that strength. That's what we saw in the first quarter, and signs of it, I guess, through the second. Nothing of it in the third. It was just that run and the ability to run and back themselves in, link the handball, and finish with running the legs, and also a nice kick like that. So Bentley's certainly been up there as Sturt's best, but they need a little bit more from a few other players around the oval. Bentley with a Rolls-Royce finish. It's been pretty good for the Double Blues this afternoon. While Colin Ralston puts the ball up again. Murphy, Sheedy had been tackled, released it somehow, McDonald, and now Evans, and he goes high to half forward, and they'll contest there, and Marnie went back, and it's play on. Weatherall wants to go short, does he? Here it is, Chambers, one out in the square. The big man couldn't take it through for the minor score. The whole crowd, I think, even the Glenelg supporters, just urging Brant Chambers to see what the celebration will be like if he can get that one goal.
Ruwalt got the staggers, then flicked out a throw. Here's an opportunity. Crowd.
Chambers is on in the pocket.
Really want it. Herring's looking for him. It's waiting for Chambers to get back.
Still on.
He's gone in short. Here it goes. Chambers can't take the mark, and his teammate has in Walk, who finds himself inside 50 taking a mark, which has been a rarity for Sturt. And he's booted one walk, so one straight. So hadn't booted a goal before today. Tell you, I thought the whistle went a little bit early. Then I thought, hello, Chambers picked up the softest free kick of all time here. We're all getting ourselves ready. Walk. Preferred his first shot on goal. Ben was a little bit different to that one. Just pushed that one away to the right.
Just pushed that a little bit to the right. And again, though, positive signs. He's been one of the real positives for the day for Sturt again. And I guess through this season, a couple of their young guys coming to the fore. And Walk's been really super impressive as a young fella. Long kick in, and the veteran Sherwood taking the ball. Sherwood can go long for Marnie. Tries to carry over Herring. Ball to ground. Herring stood up well. Now he gives it to Bentley and Sheedy. And Sheedy takes his time and selects half forward Darling. Weatherall's running for him. That's where he goes. 3, 4, 5, 6 players between him and the goals, and of course between him and Chambers, and he just sneaks it in for a point. Last two contests Josh Marnie's been at, he's fallen over both times, boys, and I know Glenelg are so far up, and it's probably not going to matter that much in the whole scheme of things, but you'd expect more of Josh Marnie. He's gone to ground twice and just not made a contest and let Sturt run the football away. He has announced his retirement. Is he on his last legs? He's falling over.
Well, he's on his last knees. As Cranston can't take the mark. Sherwood, geez, a good defender, Sherwood. Has been so for a long time. McDonald just went to ground. Smith got a hand in on it, but Sheedy's just slipped him with a clever handball to Walk. Walk to Bentley. Now Bentley cuts through the middle. He goes long, looking for Chambers. He goes up, and Rudolph in front. Can't complete the mark. Still a chance for Chambers. Free kick. Will come back. It'll go to McConnell. And McConnell gets the free kick. The crowd just can't. Trying to rule Chambers. He's chasing. He's trying to snag that elusive one goal. Ruwalt just through the tips of his fingers, and Moore decides he'll just take it over the line. Boundary throw in. We've ticked into 17.5 minutes in the last term. Not long for Brant Chambers to get his 100th.
I don't actually think it's just the 100th goal he's after either. I think he's giving or trying to chase down Brent Backwell a couple of times. I think he's trying to maybe even the ledger for earlier in the day.
Last thing you want to be is suspended on the eve of your 100th. Free kick and advantage rule. Bratton goes long. Herring close to the line. Mule's there with him. They both go to ground. Mule's got the handball to Sherwood. He's in a bit of trouble, and the boundary line will be his friend. Evans can't keep it in. This time it's a boundary throw-in.
Still a little bit going on between the sides. Tell you what, they're going to play in their first final series since '99, and a little bit of arrogance creeping in for the Bays. Certainly number 33's had it in spades. Here's Weatherald. Oh, he went for the long
smother.
kick. Good work from McDonald, and then Walk, and then he went back for O'Keefe, and then McDonald again. They're going backwards. Whiteman peels off, goes for Chambers. He goes high. Chambers can't take it. Good work. Crane at the base of the pack, kept it in somehow. Nice lead under Walk. Walk's caught. Goes back in the direction of Crane, and Rudolph, who's been a grand defender this afternoon, intercepts. Now it's O'Keefe. Straightens, goes for Sheedy. Moore punches it away. In comes Whiteman, does the 180, and then off to O'Keefe again. Another contest in the goal square, and fair dinkum, there are 4 Tigers sitting on the points of the goal square every time the ball comes in. Brant Chambers got no chance of kicking this 100th goal this afternoon. Marnie, on that occasion, taking the mark.
Hasn't kicked a goal to that end either. He kicked all his goals from the other end. Cranston takes the mark. Been a dry argument that end. Murphy with a headband.
That's where it will happen, though.
Weatherall kicks, and Herring got in front. Ball flicks over the back. Won't go as far as Chambers as Marnie gets the quick kick out, looking for Kane, who's gone out of the game. McDonald's been pretty good on him, and he throws himself to the line, Ben Kane, and a boundary throw-in.
The old Superman dive. A couple of really positive signs. We saw Byron Murphy give a great smother at the top of the 50 a couple of minutes ago, and the fact that even though Glenelg are up and winning so convincingly, the fact that a man will throw himself at the body and at the ball like that is just great, encouraging signs for Glenelg.
Here's Backwell. Runs to the wing and then gets ditched by Darling, and that's the pretty soft square up from a long way back when Thompson was nailed. And downfield it goes, and that's just ill-discipline. But they've been trying to square him up for a while today, and they finally just got a bit of a hit on him.
I don't know if I'd call that a square up, because I don't think they've got near him today.
Still deep. It's booted one.
Coming back.
It's through for a goal. He salutes the crowd. Matthew Duldick gets his second, and that's out to 64 points. What a good warm-up this is for the Bays, under some genuine pressure, and here's Backwell.
There's not much in that, but that's just silly, and that's not required by Sturt at the moment from Darling, and that's given what has been a sensational battle between McLeay and Duldick. Probably, for me, the contest of the day in terms of on the ground. That and Rudolph with Chambers, obviously, but McLeay and Duldick, a great battle. Duldick's had a few opportunities. McLeay's done pretty well all day, and to give an easy free kick up like that, McLeay will be spewing.
Time on, 4th quarter. Here's Evans. He looks inside 50, not the greatest of kicks. It falls for Herring, and he's surrounded. The Bays have numbers again. Sugar's over the ball. He slips it out nicely. Allen comes away, and he's beaten one. He didn't want to take Kurtz on, dropped it in short, missed his target. Here's Kurtz. Kurtz just belts it along. Herring's got the sit, and
great
Herring
grab in
takes
front.
it. No, he doesn't. Umpire's giving it the other way to Sugars. Have another look.
That little jockey's voice. Now, and that's Sherwood in front, I think it is. It's a great grab and well paid by the umpire.
So Sherwood goes long to centre wing. Cranston in the middle of the pack. Kurtz to the front. Lovely punch down. Now it's all set up again to go inside forward 50. They go for Herring. Slips a hand pass for Whiteman. Now Weatherall. They won't run to him, you'd think. And Weatherall kicks a goal. They didn't want to give up Chambers, so they just let Weatherall run in and kick the goal.
So Tim, you go. You have that, but we are not, if we can help it, giving Chambers an easy goal. So don't worry about going to him. Tim Weatherall's battled hard across half-back, sneaking forward there, but look, probably not done enough today. Again, hasn't been on the ball for a hell of a lot of the game and hasn't been given a huge amount of opportunity. Just been used in bursts on the ball. But really, aren't we all on the edge of our seats just seeing if Brant Chambers can get on the end of one? And we're going to see how far Glenelg can win this by.
Yeah, Weatherall quiet one today, boys. 12 disposals, 1 mark.
Oh, about the edge of your seats, I reckon, wouldn't McGowan be a party pooper to take Weatherall off the ground?
Weatherall or Chambers?
Weatherall? Sorry, Chambers off the ground. Sorry, apologies.
You can only take one.
So you're taking Timmy off because you didn't pass it to Brant. Up they go. McClay in the middle of that. Fiddick. He's done some good things this afternoon. Evans. To Kurtz. Chambers needs Evans up the other end because he's delivered a couple of magnificent passes to him today, resulting in goals.
Going to be one-on-one if they get it there quickly.
Weatherall goes to Sheedy. This could be it. Over the top. What'll happen? Herring decides to have a shot. Wobbly old ball's a goal. And I think that might be his second of the afternoon. Ryan Herring missed last week with a hip injury. Looks like he's running pretty well. And 2 goals, and I reckon Herring's been, apart from Chambers, been their best forward.
Yeah, well, you think of Herring, you think of Walk, you think of McDonald, all these sorts of guys. Evans, McClay's still young in himself as well. Kurtz has had a bit of football in this last quarter, so you know, a lot of positive signs in terms of the young guys getting a bit of the football for Sturt, and especially when maybe Sheedy and Weatherall have been a little bit down today. Whiteman as well, not having their best games.
52 the margin. Crane out of the middle. Decides not to give the hand pass to the left footer, and Evans. Herring running out of space. Hand pass inside and bang over the top. Came Mules on Sherwood. They thumped the ball to the line, and Paul Sherwood picked himself up, and I thought, uh-oh, this is not what you want late in the game. That well, you've got to run, and you're a veteran, and you're looking forward to the first final series for the club since '99, and whack, down they come behind. There's a holding decision, and DeLuca will take the free kick. And did I detect some ironic cheers from the Double Blues fans who have remained here?
Big double-handed push-off by DeLuca. And didn't seem to be a lot in that, Michael.
Brant Chambers sitting in the goal square. You'd think DeLuca could make the distance from here.
You'd hope so.
You'd think that at the 25.5-minute mark, can't be any more than a couple of minutes left in this game. DeLuca kicks a lovely goal. Plenty of height, but it was straight. And Double Blues have kicked some late goals just to add some respectability to the scoreline. 3 goals in a row in time on.
Well, not a lot in that, and I think DeLuca himself was actually a little bit lucky to get that free kick awarded against Cranston. And anyway, he finished well. Sturt have finished this game strongly, which is, I guess, if anything, a positive sign for them. They've kicked the last, is that 4 goals now this quarter? Last 3 goals in this quarter and kicked 4 in the whole quarter. So, you know, a good finish by Sturt. Maybe Glenelg stopping, and a little bit that they were worried about last week as well.
Out of the centre. Here's another chance for Chambers, who get his best opportunity on a one-on-one. Chambers, and he'll get a free. Brant Chambers.
Let's just wait for the crowd, though.
I'm going to argue, Michael. I don't reckon the free kick was there.
Try and tell that to the Sturt faithful. Brant Chambers for goal number 100. He's got it! What an achievement by Brant Chambers.
Michael have snuck out on the ground there. Amongst the hysteria, they are going absolutely crazy with Brant Chambers.
I think you better take it, Michael. I think Soda's been lost. He's been swamped.
Have you ever kicked 100 goals? Sodas, I tell you what, they're mobbing you down there.
I think he's getting 100 kicks at the moment.
I tell you, Michael, it is mass hysteria here. The Blues have had nothing to cheer about all day, but the Brant Chambers chant has started. They're pumping him up.
Well, Sodas, they're still coming, mate. They're running from the far end. There's more to come yet.
You know, what I like about this is the kids have taken the footies onto the oval and just having a kick to kick. They've given up touching Brant Chambers.
Thankfully,
Big Chambo, big unit, well done, mate. Congratulations. Fantastic effort, Brent. How are you, mate, all right?
It's only game over.
No, you've got to finish for another couple of minutes. We need about 8 quick ones from you to get them back, all right?
No, mate.
Well done, mate. Great effort.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Anyway.
yeah, he just wants to get on with it by the look of it, Sodas.
It's the game over.
It'll take a
He
while.
wanted to get off. He's had enough.
I think he might be thinking, does that goal win it for us?
Boys, first Sturt player to kick 100 in the season since Ian Wilmot, 1985.
Well done, Chris. It is your job to come up with a stat like that. Well done.
Oh, that year
You
Wilmot
delivered.
kicked 123 and finished second in the Ken Farmer.
Wow. And don't they love it here? We've forgotten it. Where are we? We're at Glenelg Oval, 2011-131 to Glenelg. They lead Sturt 14-7-91, and Chambers has got 5 and he's booted 100 in the season. They've cleared everybody off the ground and we get some normality back into our lives.
40 points the margin. Brant Chambers, 5th Sturt player to kick 100+ goals. We've got results from other grounds. Central's beating Norwood by 51. The Eagles beating South by 103. That's a huge margin for the Eagles. They're not a real high-scoring side. North beating West by 104. Port, of course, having to bye this week. This match surely has only a couple of minutes remaining. Just a quick note that we can't go beyond 5 o'clock. So here's Chambers on the lead. He might have another chance. No, he won't. Darling will line up for goal. Double Blues have finished this match pretty well. They've kicked the last 4. I think you could say the Bays have stopped, but they've really got it under control. But Double Blues have kicked the last 4 and a chance to kick 5.
Once again, Ben, Mark Micken said in the paper during the week, we faded out last week.
That's exactly right.
Done it again.
Exactly right, Michael.
Brian Darling, all 8 on it, a
He has.
goal. 5 goals for Sturt to finish this match in time on. And that's, you know, it's a little bit concerning, I guess, for the Bays. As we just go back and recap on what the Double Blues fans will see as their highlight of the afternoon, with Brant Chambers kicking his 100th goal of the season. He's been the leading goal kicker for Sturt for 5 years running. Of course, this will be his 6th year running, and he will be the Ken Farmer medalist.
No doubt, he's almost 50 goals ahead of the second-placed players in McConnell and Blackco. So he's had a sensational season. Great to see an ex-Subiaco boy who's made good in the SANFL playing in Sturt.
Subiaco. He's there for 5 minutes.
Hey, ex-Subiaco boy.
I think he's got you, Neil, on a technicality taken by Mules. Away goes Cranston with a high kick. Who can take a pack mark? Ball hits the ground. Hurst is there through the legs of Fiddick. Thought he got a nudge. Surely a free kick. McConnell hits the deck. And there's a siren. It's all over. And a 34-point win to Glenelg. But the big story out of today is Brant Chambers boots his 100th goal.
Yes, and no doubt Double Blues mixed celebrations tonight. Chambers kicking 100 goals, 34-point loss over the Bays, who they will probably see again in the finals. Next week, we can look forward to another battle with still a top 3 to be decided. Eagles against Glenelg, our match of the day, will also be at the Adelaide Oval. Benny Knights will cover Sturt and North for us. Plenty to look forward to in the SANFL. Brant Chambers kicks his 100th, but the Double Blues lose this afternoon to the Bays by 34 points. We'll see you next week. Thanks for your company.